Morning. Midges are out there. It's supposed to be windy today, but this car park there's really a wind in and it's midgy hail, so I've got ready quickly and got on the road. I've got a good hour's walk today into one of the Galloway hill lochs. Getting towards the end of the season, middle of September now, so there's not going to be many opportunities left. It was actually a really good day for the river today, but I can fish the river for grailing all winter. We've only got 3 weeks, or probably 3 weekends left of hill loch trout, so we've got a good hour's walk, but it's a lovely walk, so I'll show you some of the views on the way. As I said, it's a bonny walk in. Clouds pretty low today. I was going to bring the drone, it's actually in the van, but once I get up into the valley up here, it's a bit of a wee hanging valley. We'll be up in that cloud almost, so I don't really think hoofing the drone about all day would be worth it. So I've just left it. I've enough to carry with lunches and all your waste waders and stuff. It's nice and calm at the moment. Single figures, it's only 9 degrees. We're heading into autumn for sure. It's pretty calm at the moment, but the wind has to get up in the afternoon up to sort of potential like almost gale-like gusts. Where I'm going, there's a couple of lochs. You can always generally find some shelter. So we should be alright as long as it doesn't get too bad. And as always, when I go into hill lochs myself, I've got my wee Garmin InReach satellite messaging device with me, just in case. That's us up in the upper valley now, probably halfway to the lower loch certainly. There's actually 4 lochs in this system, but 3 large ones and a really small one. We're actually only going to fish the lower 2 today. The furthest away one is a bit of a traipse, probably best kept for a long summer day or even an overnighter. There's no huge amount of spots to camp though, unless you like pitching your tent in sand, which I don't. So you can see there's been a lot of rain about, different to this time last year. This was my sort of go-to, these 2 lochs were probably my last season's go-to lochs towards the end of the season. And coming up here it was really dry. Water temperature was a bit warmer, getting up into the mid to high teens. Whereas all this rain we've had the last few days, I'd imagine it's really brought it down. I was on another loch, so that's a wee bit lower, big loch though. Just as big as these 2, maybe a wee bit bigger actually. A couple of weeks ago in the float tube, I kind of messed up my filming, to be honest with you, and that's why I've not made a video out it. And I didn't realise, I thought the water was warm, but I actually didn't realise that I had my wee temperature gauge with me until sort of last kick. I found it in my pocket in my waders and measured the temperature, and it was like, albeit this was in the shallows, it was 22.8 degrees of water temperature. If I'd known that, to be honest, I wouldn't have been there. For 2 reasons, being fishing's not that great, and also it's not very fair on the fish, you know, pulling them out of the water when it's really warm in terms of catch and release for the recovery. And it was interesting that usually fishing these hill lochs, the fish are hungry. They'll chase a fly, you'll feel them hitting it and then hitting it and hitting it again. Sometimes they'll hit it 4 or 5 times before they finally take. But in those warmer temperatures, they were always just touching it. It was as if they were too lethargic to be chasing whatever it is you were putting in front of them. I think I had half a dozen fish. I had 3 in the space of about 20 minutes, and then another wee spell I had two, one after the other, and then I had one late on and a dry. It was a long walk in as well. But aye, it should be a bit cooler today. As I see it, I messed up the filming of that a wee bit. What I will do is I'll maybe make some wee shots, because it's a beautiful loch, like, it's lovely. It's always interesting, I think, to watch for the float tube angle, you know, for the chest angle and the float tube. It gives you a good sort of idea, if you've never fished float tube, what it's actually like. Anyway, that's enough rambling, let's get walking. Yep, the burn's roaring right enough. Plenty of water about. Oops. Here's the first loch, just disturbed a big herring there. Intermedate fishes will understand how hard it is for me to walk past this loch. The next one is, I don't know if the camera will pick it out, see the burn. It's a bit beyond that, it's not too far. 20-25 minutes, something like that. But we'll head there first. Sorry, I need to stop saying we, such a YouTubeism. We are not heading there, I'm heading there. I know it is a wee bit like taking people, showing them somewhere. There's a fucking cormorant as well. But I need to get out that, it is a total YouTubeism. Sorry. Right, that's us all set up, folks. I've got the soaking wet trainers and clean socks on. They're in that bag, dumped behind a boulder. I don't think MD will come this way today, but hopefully nobody finds it. I'm just going to go down and cross the wee burn here, make my way over. I'll have a few casts in this section here, but I want to go the other side. It opens up round the corner there, below the crags you can see. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it out right over that beach over there. The wind is coming from the south, so I might just stay south side. There's certainly enough fishing to justify that, you don't really need to go the other side. Set up, 10-foot 5-weight as usual. Soldier Palmer on the bob, and on the point fly I've got another UV sparkle dabbler, which seems to do quite well on the point. I think the fish maybe take it as a minnow. It's got a nice bit of jungle cockeye in it as well. So we've got the waders on, which feels lovely. Nice and warm again after having soaking wet cold feet there. First of the season. Waterproof jackets on because I'm pretty sure we're going to get wet today. We're good to go. We'll see you around the startled the grouse there. Got a fright as usual. Never fails. I think we'll have a cast or two in here. It would be rude not to. As usual, first cast back for the edge. Don't give your position away. You don't know what's sitting just there. So I've just got two flies on, two kind of traditional weights if you like. As I said, dabbling the Soldier Palmer. But what I've did, and it's noticeable straight away, is I've started trying to do this with the wet flies, is sort of degreasing my leader. Just so the flies get, well, the leader gets out that surface film pretty much straight away. Just get down in here and I'll get the water temperature. So it's showing an air temperature of 13.5. The water temperature's pretty cold actually. 11.7. What a difference for the one I was telling you about earlier on, being 22 a couple of weeks ago. This loch sits a fair bit higher, right enough, but it's half the temperature it was. Yeah, as I say, I've only got 2 flies on. Oh, there's a first wee hit there. I've only got 2 flies on. Leader's probably about 15 foot. I've got about 7 foot of tapered leader. And then off that, a wee tippet ring, and off that I've got £6 ultra green. And I've got about 6 feet of distance between the 2 flies. I quite like having a decent bit of distance between them. I don't like having them too close. Just lost my first fish there. I think I've actually got it. I've got the other camera set up on the tripod. Didn't realise I hadn't pressed record on this. It's quite a nice looking fish. Just in next to this weed here. Unbelievably quiet today. I wasn't expecting this at all. That was a decent fish. That was a huge splash and a decent thump. I think I might have jagged him. Look, there he's back. Oh, that feels decent. Although I've fell into this trap before with fish up here. No, that is decent. Sometimes the wee fish, they're like bloody torpedoes. But that's not a bad looking fish. I don't think he realises he's hooked yet. And of course, I decided not to bring a net with me, didn't I? I thought the first time that hit it felt a decent fish. And all that shit in my top fly would suggest he's in the weed, or he's taken. There's weed out there. Spit it out, Greg. He is a gorgeous colour. Look at the colour of him, man. Give me a son. Oh my god. Oh, that is an absolute fucking junk. Excuse my French. Oh, come here. I need to get a photo of you. Look at that. That's a beauty. That's over the pound. There you go. I'll need to try and get a still of that for the DJI. That was a cracking fish. What a colour as well. And a wee bit dark now, as if we're going to get a batter in the rain at some point. Unusually it feels as if the smaller trout are no active today at all. Usually it's the smaller 8 and 9 inch things that you've got to try and get past. Oh, not, because they're nice to catch. Just the same. Certainly not a big fish hunter by any manner of means. I just enjoy fishing. But aye, it's as if the smaller ones I know I'm not interested today. You can absolutely hear the wind battering up that saddle there. Really loud. In this corner we could actually do with a wee bit more of a chop. We're never happy, fishermen. Always something wrong. I wonder if they're feeding in the windward side, possibly. Terrestrials getting blown over to that side. It's really pretty much a flat cam in this corner until you get round to that second beach there. I think we'll get a stomp on and get round there. I never really have much success in these hill lochs and flat cam areas. Certainly no fishing wets anyway. In the flat cam, if there's anything rising, you'll see it a lot easier here, and there's nothing rising at all. Wonder if that's cold. Just a wee change in weather recently. It's been warm for long and weary. Maybe the sort of cold and cold rain that followed just put them off a wee touch. We've got the bank holiday weekend coming up. Next weekend I'm off for Friday. My wife's working, so I'll get out fishing on Friday. Conditions will dictate what we do, whether I go up, like say up here on the river or what. And the sea trout, I've not really done much sea trout fishing with Michael this season at all. In fact, I've hardly done any. It's been pretty pathetic. I've not had a single sea trout this year. Only fished a couple of days at the start of the season, February into March. Look, there's a fish. It looks decent as well. I've not had a single sea trout, that's terrible. That's on that goat's toe again, that's another nice fish. Try and get this. Isn't that beautiful fish? I need to actually get a picture of this one because I've not got a picture of any fish today yet. Just hold him upside down till he's ready to go back. Lovely. Pink goat's toes doing the business. I say he's doing the business, relatively speaking. That's another fish like, I don't know, that's nearly 3/4 of a pound there. Slightly bigger than the last one, not as big as the first one. Let's check I'm still recording. Yep. Another beautiful fish. Another one. It feels decent as well. Oh. Nice thump there. It's the same fly again. Pink-tailed goat's toe. It's about the same size again. Maybe actually a wee bit bigger. Ooh. Thump. I think it is bigger. Let's just see if we can beach this one. That is a beauty. Oh, I didn't mean you come this far up onto the beach, pal. That's bigger again, that's about £1 as well. Look at that. Oh, that you get, son. Stunning fish, aren't they? He's off. I don't have tangled me up. So this is the burn coming in from the upper loch. The thing is, it's quite shallow here. And to be honest with you, it's fucking windy around here as well. I'm alright now because I've got my back to it, but I think instead of working my way right round the loch, me actually come back the way we came, back along those beaches there, because the forecast is to pick up as well. So if I go round there, I'm going to be battling it for the rest of the afternoon, which is never fun. You can see that wee kind of point there where I'd be fishing off of, you're right into the teeth of it. So aye, I think we'll head back round. We'll go back round the sort of way we came. Stop off, got a wee bit of lunch round there somewhere. The last couple of wee bits I want to try on this loch is just here, because it looks fishy as hell. And that same line, I lost the first fish. See if we can hook him, because he's a few hours rest now. Oh, there's a fish there. He's gone. No, he's back. I don't think it's a big one. Oh, maybe, never know. No, it feels half decent. I just thought for here out to the boulders looked incredibly fishy. Especially because it's right in a corridor of weed. No, it's a good fish again. I don't think he's full hooked, I think his wrap's run out of him. He's not huge. Nice though. Beautiful markings. As they all have in these lochs. Come on, pal. That's a stunner again. Oh, God. Right, Greg, start bringing your bloody net. That's a beauty. Every fish has been an absolute cracker today, eh? I thought this bit looked fishy, and it is. Turned out I was right. Not the easiest I cast. I've got a big high bank behind me, and I really wanted to get out to the sort of ripply water. There's a bank of weeds here and a bank of weeds there, and I thought there would be fish in between. But they're lovely looking fish. Right, that's me back where I stashed my bag, just over the other side to where I started. I thought I'd try a few recasts in here before we moved into another loch. Always hard to drag yourself away, isn't it? You can see up in the hills up there, the weather's starting to close in a wee touch. Just have half a dozen casts here. I'm actually quite happy with my lot today. It's cracking fish. Fairly satisfied. It's not been easy going, but we've made the best of it. Look at the fish. An angry small trout. Oh, half angry. Turn that goat's toe again. It's only that small, it's no bad. Get me a spout. Right through the bottom up there. Let's see, bloody B175s, I forgot to crush that barb. Oops. Get off. Well, we're having a late lunch, a wet late lunch, 3:10. But I probably won't get dinner till 7, so. Might be able to pick out. This is the kind of westerly end of the loch. the beaches away the far side was where I sort of stopped at the burn at the top there and come back. There's a fair old hoof. We're at just over 5 miles already. Still get back to the van yet. Right, we've managed to find a fishable corner, possibly, of this lower loch. This is the wee east end part. You can see behind me, main body of the loch. It's pretty grim. So I'm just intending on fishing along this edge here. The path's up the top of the hill there that I come along, so I've dropped down. I don't expect we'll get fishing for that long, but you know what it's like, you can't walk past it. I don't know what the wading's like between here and further along, whether I can wade right along. But the actual, is that weed? A fish, I think. The actual path, it's not, it's a fish. But the actual path itself is horrible. Path, I say, it's not a path. There you go, second cast. Can't argue with that. That was weed, it was just a kind of dull take, a nice fish. Yes. Right in the scissor again. Again, a bonny trout. What's that stuck on? Christ, I've got another one. I had a double hook up, that's what it was. I went to cast there and it wasn't going anywhere. A wee fellow in the tail. That's a good sign. Means there's plenty of fish here. Oops, just hit myself in the back of the head. Got a fly there. I went to roll cast out and it wouldn't roll because there was a fish on. Water actually feels a wee bit warmer here. Let's see. Maybe it's just because my hands are fucking freezing. Yep, 12.6. The air temperature's 11.5, warmer in the water. Oh well, the rain's went off. Almost a glimmer of sunshine there. If you don't know last, and the rain will be back on shortly. I'll just do my wee outro here. That was good, enjoyed that. Good walk. We're at 6.5 miles and probably about a mile and a half to go. So it'll be 8 miles. Wading, by the way, wading boots are no the best for this path either. Certainly better than the trainers I had earlier on that were getting soaked, but aye, grand day. Don't know what's next. Got a wee day on Friday, and as I said earlier, conditions will dictate what we do that day. I've been saying for about 3 years now that I need to fish the Clyde, and I've not done it yet, so that could be an option. If the rivers are blowing out, then back down this way, maybe a different hill loch could be an option. And if I don't fancy that, then, as I said earlier, maybe see if Michael is up for the sea trout, which he usually is, as long as he's not working. Friday's an Ayrshire bank holiday, so there's not many other people off, which is why I was thinking the Clyde might be a shout. I don't really know it that well at all. Well, I don't know it at all, but there's one stretch that I really fancy fishing that I've seen. It looks as if it's just all wee pots and holes and boulders, and I know where it is. It looks great nymphing water, if not a little treacherous. So that's the options. And then I'll probably go out the weekend as well at some point, maybe just up the river for a few hours, Sunday, whatever, doing something with Marianne on Saturday, who knows. So aye, let's make the best of what's left of the trout season. What might influence me to come back to a hill loch is that that's the one that stops first. Sea trout carries on a bit to the end of October. Obviously the river I can fish right through the winter, because both my local and the Clyde have grayling. Lucky people that we are. But anyway, as I said, there's the river back on. The rain back on. I'm obsessed with rivers. So it's probably as good a time as any to say thanks for watching. Hopefully this comes out no bad wee video. I think it'll take quite a bit of editing, but because there's a lot of periods of no much happening. Christ. But thanks for watching. I'd love it if you would like and subscribe. And hit that bell icon and you'll see when I release new stuff. All the best, folks. Sayonara.